Ever notice how some songs just make you move, even if you're not sure why? Like, have you ever been in a room where Stayin Alive comes on and suddenly everyone's doing the hustle, even if they've never danced before? That's the magic of the Bee Gees. They didn't just write music, they wrote movement. But here's what's wild. Beneath the disco beats and falsetto hooks, there's a whole other layer of storytelling that most people miss. Let me break this down for you. Take Night Fever, for example. It's this glittering, pulsing track that feels like it was born in a neon-lit club. But here's a detail I find fascinating. The melody was inspired by an orchestral piece from the 1960s called Theme from a Summer Place. Imagine that, a symphony turned into a dance floor anthem. What does that say about the Bee Gees? They weren't just chasing trends, they were reimagining art forms. It's like they took a classical composition, stripped it down, and dropped it into a world where sequins and sweat were the new notes. And honestly, that's what makes this song timeless. It's a bridge between eras, and I think that's why it still makes people want to dance like no one's watching. Then there's You Should Be Dancing. The title is basically a command, right? But what's interesting is how Barry Gibb used his falsetto to make the song feel both urgent and playful. I mean, how do you sing a call to action in a way that feels like a lullaby? He did it, and it worked. This track wasn't just a hit. It was a cultural moment. It's wild to think that a song with such a simple message could become a global phenomenon. But here's the thing. Simplicity is powerful. It's why people still hum this tune today. It's not complicated, but it's emotionally resonant. And that's the key to any great dance song. It has to be easy to feel, even if it's hard to explain. Now let's talk about Stayin Alive. On the surface, it's this upbeat, infectious track that makes you want to jump around. But Barry Gibb once said it's actually about survival in New York City. That's a gut-punch contrast, isn't it? The music is so joyous, but the lyrics are about fighting through chaos. What does that say about the human condition? That we can find light even in the darkest corners. And honestly, I think that's why this song still resonates today. In a world that feels increasingly unstable, Stayin Alive is a reminder that we're all just trying to keep going. It's not just a dance song, it's a survival anthem. And that's why it's stuck in our collective consciousness for decades. And then there's You Win Again. This one feels like a hidden gem, doesn't it? It's not as flashy as the others, but it's got this quiet confidence. The Bee Gees didn't just write this song, they wrote a comeback. The title came first, and they had no idea what the lyrics would be. That's wild to think about. How many artists start with a title and build a story around it? It's like they were playing a game of chance, and it paid off. But what makes this track special to me is the way it balances vulnerability and triumph. It's not just about winning. It's about the process of getting there. And I think that's why it's still relevant. In a world where everyone's always trying to win, this song reminds us that the journey matters as much as the destination. So what does all this say about the Bee Gees? They weren't just musicians. They were storytellers who understood the power of rhythm. Their songs weren't just about dancing. They were about living. And that's why, even today, when you hear one of these tracks, you can't help but move. It's not just the beat. It's the message, the energy, the way they turn struggle into celebration. And honestly, that's what makes them legends. They didn't just write music, they gave us a reason to dance, even when life felt heavy. So next time you hear one of these songs, take a moment to listen beyond the beat. Because there's more there than you might expect.